Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and in this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you sort of I'm not going to call it an updated Puttanesca, but I'm just going to call it a deconstructed summer version of Puttanesca that is so delicious, and I'm going to top it with some grilled chicken with some pesto on it, and it's just so delicious. It's easy, it's quick, everyone loves it, and I can tell you from experience, please ask me how I know, it is delicious cold the next day, so it can also double up as like an updated sort of yummy delicious pasta salad that's mayo free. So you got options. Life's full of options. Let me run you through what we have. The ingredients are really not that many. Like I said, I am going to be topping it with some grilled chicken that I'm going to do with a little bit of pesto. These are just 2 chicken breasts. I like to score the top. You don't need to, but you know, and I just have them seasoned with some all-purpose seasoning. I've got some beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes here that I have just chopped into pretty large pieces actually. I've got Kalamata olives pitted and some capers. You need some hot pepper flakes. You need garlic. You need anchovies. Optional, but in my world, you need anchovies. And you got some basil. Then you need the pasta of your choice. Did I say salt? I said salt. You need olive oil, a little bit of parm, like I said, pesto of your choice. You don't have to do the pesto. This would be just delicious as a vegetarian, you know, like a beautiful pasta without the chicken, but I like it. It's really good together. And I feel like once you present it all together, it's a great sort of like one big dish, one big bowl. You don't really need anything else on the side. Some bread and wine would be lovely, but you know. Let's get started. I've got some water coming to a boil for the pasta. I've got a skillet here with a good amount of olive oil because we're using fresh tomatoes. We're not using canned, so the olive oil is going to be part of the sauce. Add your garlic to cold oil because you really want to infuse that garlic flavor in the oil. And I'm going to go ahead and take out a couple of anchovy fillets. If you don't want to do anchovies, you don't have to do anchovies, but honestly, in a puttanesca, you need anchovies. I'm going to do about yay much, about 3, because this is going to be a smaller amount because it's just Joe and I, although I want leftovers. And then to this, I'm going to add a pinch of hot pepper flakes. And then what I'm going to do now, take a sip of my coffee as this happens, I'm going to bring this to temperature. I'm going to let the anchovies sizzle and melt. The anchovies will not taste like fish in your dish, I promise. You won't even know they're there, but they add a sort of umami, salty, delicious flavor that you just can't replicate. So they're really important to me in this dish, but you can leave them out. And then the garlic will be lightly golden, the oil will be infused, and then we move on to the next step. Perfect. The anchovy is just about melted. You can see the garlic lightly golden. You never want your garlic to get really dark, especially if you're trying to infuse your oil because it can turn bitter. And the Italians, I tell you, there is a big misconception that Italians love garlic, but in reality, the Italians, the ones that live in Italy, I'm just going to speak for my family, no one likes a lot of garlic. We love the flavor, but we always take it out before we serve it. That's why in a lot of my Italian recipes, I don't tend to chop the garlic because I can easily fish it out because that's how they do it. You know, I like it. I like the garlic. I leave it in. But you know, to each your own. Add your tomatoes. You could use cherry tomatoes. You could use Roma tomato. Any beautiful red ripe tomato will do. Traditionally, you use canned tomatoes. Puttanesca. There's a couple of different versions of why it's called Puttanesca, and I want to hear from you what you've, grew up hearing throughout your life. I hear 2 versions. I hear that it is fast to make and it's cheap because it's, usually made with like canned goods like olives and canned tomatoes. So it's usually called that because it's fast and cheap. And I also heard it because usually, from what I hear back in the day, the ladies of the night used to make puttanesca and put it on their windowsill to attract customers because it smelled so good. So which version did you grow up eating? I grew up hearing both, so it doesn't make much of a difference to me, but, I'd be curious to see what you got to say about that. To my tomatoes, I'm just going to let them go for about a minute. I've got some basil here that I washed. I'm going to just add some basil. And once the tomatoes break down, I'm actually going to do it now, but you can do it in a few minutes from now. It doesn't really matter. You want to add your olives and your capers. Now, I like Kalamata or Gaeta olives for this. I wouldn't use green, and I certainly wouldn't use the sort of classic American black olives that are sort of really rubbery that I love in salads, but they just do not belong in puttanesca. So here we go. This is what I was waiting for. Once it's nice and bubbly and sizzling and it's doing all the right things, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with my olives and my capers. And now I'm just going to cook this for about 10-ish minutes. In a couple minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and add my pasta to the boiling water. That way everything gets done at the same time. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to sear some chicken breasts in a little bit of olive oil, and then I'll just show you what they look like when they're done, because I'm literally just gonna put them in a pan with some oil, medium heat, so they're cooked through, and then I'll show you how I just top them with a little bit of pesto, and then we sort of unite all the things. All right, so my sauce has been cooking for a total of about 15 minutes. I just turned it down. I cooked my pasta. I'm just using spaghetti today, but you can use any pasta of your choice, of course. And I still have I'm trying to I need 4 burners on this island, okay? I'm trying to work with the 2 that I have, but it's really difficult. But over here, all I did was just saute, let's just say sear my chicken, and it is just about fully cooked through. So I like to just take a little bit of pesto, just this basil pesto. If you're not gonna make your own, which I totally get, it's kind of hard to find that amount of fresh basil. If you're not gonna make your own and you buy it at the grocery store, make sure you buy the basil that's in the refrigerated section of your grocery store, not where the canned tomato sauce is. I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta to my sauce. I drained it well, but I did reserve some cooking water because you're going to need it. I also made sure to taste my sauce to make sure I adjusted it for any seasoning, and it's pretty perfect. I grated some parm. I'm just going to work the sauce. This is not, like I said, a saucy sauce. Is that a thing? A saucy sauce? Because we didn't use canned tomatoes, but trust me when I tell you, it is phenomenal and you're gonna absolutely love it. I'm gonna turn off my chicken, let it sit there. The pesto is just warmed through and it's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and just cook this together for just like a minute or so. I'm gonna go ahead and add my parm. The parm is gonna add a layer of flavor, but it's also gonna act almost like edible glue to kind of hold everything together. I'm gonna go ahead and tear in a little bit more fresh basil, and we are ready to pretty much serve. Just gonna go ahead and mix this around. I'm going to then slice my chicken, and then I'm gonna serve it with you and show you what it all looks like, sort of plated together. Beautiful. Chicken's really, really juicy. Let it rest longer than I have, but you and I both know I am impatient and I just can't be stopped. And you just need a little bit more parm. If you want to, you can do a little more drizzle of olive oil on top. I don't think it needs it. I think it's got enough flavor in the sauce, and then as you're eating it, when you eat it with the chicken, it's just gonna mix with the pesto and be absolutely dynamite. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste. Don't be afraid to use a good amount of olive oil. This is probably going to serve us for dinner tonight, maybe have a little leftover, and I did use about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. That's basically the whole sauce, you know what I mean? So if you skimp on the olive oil, you're going to skimp on a lot of really good flavor, and it's just not going to turn out the same. So it is so good. Has the same sort of flavor profiles as the classic, but it's just a little more light. It's absolutely delicious. It's a classic for a reason. We gave it a bit of a light summer makeover, but when it comes to spicy and garlic and the briny olives and capers, you can't go wrong. LauraInthekitchen.com for the written recipe. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. Make some, slurp away, and enjoy. I'll see you next time. Bye.